Well, you guys wanted to see it, so here it is, double down. I have actually had to remove the bed because some guy decided to back into me at the DMV parking lot and totally creased one of the killer fenders, which is already over at a body shop. We pulled the bed this week, we pulled all the fenders off, and we are taking this this minor setback in body damage to do some killer work to the truck. We're gonna get the bed painted. We're gonna paint all the stuff on the truck that is a little faded or chipped. We're tearing the frame down, removing any surface corrosion and coating it with some Steelite, most likely rhino lining underneath the truck, and doing Line-X in the bed. It's gonna be rad. I'm so stoked on this truck, and today I thought I'd give you guys a walk around and really get into some of the details about this thing that make me so fired up on it. Let's go check it out. So what kind of cluster do we have going on here right now?
This is gonna get weird real quick.
Okay, so double down took some damage. So we've got some, where the old shell was, there's some rust. So what we're gonna do is just pull the bed, because we gotta pull the fenders off to go get them fixed. And we're saving some money on the insurance coverage by doing it ourselves, which I'm not sure is a good idea or not, but here we are. So yeah, I say we put the tow hitch on there, wrap the chains.
That's something to grab to, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll grab that. Do you know where it is?
By the...
Okay. So we'll throw this guy on. Yeah, that way we'll be lifting from the center. Let's move the forks. Let's center the forks so it cuts heel. And then we'll be pulling directly up. What I'm hoping is that we can swing the cab so we can smash the back window and dent the truck at the same time.
We need more dents.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing's been too nice for 40 years.
Yeah, we need to start thrashing it.
30 years.
Okay. Safety third. So you're gonna have to watch the corners down at the bumper.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me just get clear.
looks good. Yeah, we're all disconnected. Just those fuel hoses are gonna flop around a little bit. All right, let's replace this with a flatbed and make it a recovery rig.
I like that idea.
This looks amazing. This looks so amazing. Flatbed, crazy like bars, room for tires to like get mounted on.
Headache rack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lights.
Headache rack, diamond plated, black diamond plated, rear bed.
Yes. Why aren't we doing that?
I don't know, man.
I actually can't believe this worked, to be honest.
I know, you were doing, just time out right now.
It was my idea, dude.
Yeah, but you were like so negative today. You guys need to, in the comments down below, you need to cheer up Ryan.
Oh,
He's pretty sad. I don't know why. I got him new socks.
Clear, clear, clear. Yeah, right there.
Here's another Merricks Garage top tip. These things are amazing. Make sure you have these for your garage. I've talked about these a ton before, but it's been a while, so maybe you guys need a reminder. They're rad. When I linked my truck, these were damn near indispensable.
I'm gonna pull it straight.
Hold that one out, this corner. That's it. Right here. There we go. Oh. Dude, that's gold, Jerry. That's pure gold. Dude, are you trying to give me a heart attack? What the hell? I think we call it a day. Let's not push our luck anymore, huh?
Yeah, right? This is all like the old paint and shit.
Yeah, I think this thing had an undercoating at some point because there's like giant.
Yeah, they're like goopy metal or goopy
But the steel is fine under it. Hell yeah. This will make it a lot easier to work on too. Pulling the transmission, well, the trans is way up there. Never mind.
So this is, yeah, a lot better. And we can do the leaves and everything
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. And it looks awesome!
Flatbed. Flatbed, headache rack, tow rig, fifth wheel.
Oh, that is very, very interesting.
Man, it looks so mean like this though.
It's time that this little JAC got its moment in the spotlight because I could not be doing 90% of the stuff.
Probably more. I mean, just to get this green rig in here and move all these.
Yeah.
This thing.
Dude,
is
heck,
the
moving tires yesterday. I was like, get the forklift.
all this was
Everything
forklift.
up here.
Yeah.
All the stuff in the back. Doing the transmission on the burb, I used the forklift. Going to get lunch the other day, I took the forklift. Picking the kids up from school.
This thing is killing it.
I now name you
Jace. Look how happy.
Look at that, that's great.
The workhorse of the Merricks garage. The one vehicle out of all of them.
Dude, it always runs, it always starts. It does go through gas rather quickly. It's air conditioned, like you mentioned, chase bar. Let me show us some other features that are actually pretty dope. People may not realize this, but this is a hybrid. It runs off both gas and propane. Hybrid, which means commuter lane. So I can drive this in the carpool lane. I just need to get one of those stickers. And if anyone gives me grief, I'm just like, it's a hybrid, bro. Step off. Yeah. With the bed off, I did something I didn't think I was going to be able to do, and that is spin 2 tires of double down using that 6.2 diesel. We also determined that this is a completely open diff leading to this 1 tire fryer on the street behind the shop. If you are digging this video, I have a lot more stuff that I'm sure you guys would dig also. So make sure to give me a subscribe, drop a comment down below what you're working on, and make sure you hit the bell so you stay notified for all the new content I drop. So there was some sort of surface coating on the frame that we're taking off so we can paint. I don't want the paint just flaking right off, so we're removing as much of this with a combination of, here, I'll show you. We got flap disc, which we're not really using just because we don't need to polish it, but this guy does heavy work. So yeah, you can see it just flakes off all this old, what appears to be like some sort of undercoating, just comes off. Well, we've removed a lot of it, but here, you'll see all this.
You can see it on the ground.
We're trying to get all this crap off. There's big chunks of it down there. It's non-magnetic, so I know it's not steel. But this thing's gonna look mint. So we're gonna pull the tanks, make sure the tanks are sealed, fix the sender between the two because there is an issue with the sender, and replace bushings, get this all painted. And then let me show you guys the bed that we pulled off over here. So the bed came off cleanly, which was great. It's quite a bit heavier than I expected. Had the shell on for a while, so we're gonna pull all this old crap off. And then this is gonna get all painted when they fix that. Yeah. This thing needs to be brought back to its mint condition. And it's not really that far away. I mean, a lot of it's just minor stuff like replacing bushings here and fixing some of the hardware that may have rusted over time, like the hardware, the carriage bolts that held the bed down. The hardware underneath the nuts were pretty seized and nasty, so we just cut all that off. But yeah, I mean, this thing is rad. It has been a not very fun day of blasting, grinding, cutting, prying, hammering, chipping, pulling, swearing, and many other things. But we got the fender off of Double Down. So here's the fender that got damaged, and to fix all this, we had to pull it, and that was not fun. As you guys can see, some of the holes did not survive. Some of them were just stripped. But it's off. It's gonna be getting delivered to paint, and we're gonna shoot the whole thing. The whole bed is gonna get repainted and dialed and beautiful. We're gonna be pulling Double Down off, unfortunately. Double Down will be no more. There's the bed. And then, so we've done about 3 or 4 passes on the frame with the stipling brush, with the wire wheel, with the wire cup, with the angle grinder, with a power washer, with just a pick and a pry bar, just trying to get off as much of that old crap as we could. and it's come out real nice. I'm pretty happy. The frame relatively rust free. Now there is some pockets where we had to hit it kind of hard, but first coat of steel it has laid down really cleanly. So yeah, get this thing looking sharp again, and then it's gonna be up for sale. As much as I want to keep this, I think the income will be very nice to put towards some more projects. That's the plan, you guys. I just want to keep building these things and building cooler and cooler ones, and this one in particular, oh man, if I could go wild with it, here's what I'd probably do. I'd probably put a Duramax or a Cummins in it, and it would get a service bed. I'd probably build a flatbed with a headache bar and just some cool stuff. Maybe get some like wrecker arm that we could use, like like a collapsible hoist or something. Put a winch recessed into the bed so you can pull that out from the bumper. I have all these cool ideas bouncing around, but now is not the time. I need to get some income from this guy, and then we can build that killer truck. So yeah, and maybe one of these will get pulled in and built. But anyway, we're making progress. We're fortunate this thing is as clean as it is. I can't imagine working on something where everything just falls apart in your hands. To you East Coast guys, I feel you. Yeah, it's gotta be no joke. But there she is. Time to get this guy loaded up, and I'm gonna take it over to the body shop so they can start doing their stuff on it. But man, not a whole lot of fun was had. Ryan, did you enjoy that?
That was a nightmare, man.
Yeah, they were, all the bolts holding the dually fenders are hidden right here, you can see, so you got to be able to get up underneath, and then honestly a lot of them were just stripped and spinning, so it's gonna get all new hardware. But still, I'm pretty stoked on how little rust there is. I keep on expecting to find like some major damage, but we haven't found it yet. This guy looks good. The only thing we did find on these is the tanks are pretty gnarly. That's to be expected with these tank shields. I think what I'm gonna do is drill a couple holes in here so they can actually drain, because it was just standing water, which seems to have rusted a lot of the bottom of the tanks out. So I think we're gonna order 2 new tanks and senders and pumps. Get that dealt with. Although I gotta check, make sure this has a lift pump in it. I'm not sure if it does, being a diesel. But we'll know when we drop the tanks. Yeah. Whew. Double Down is they're kicking our butts this week. How am I looking?
Stop. The other side. Go forward a little bit. Right there. Once I get the stands going, we'll put the stands on and then we'll lower it.
So let's talk about what makes this truck so killer. Why I'm so stoked on it. Well, first and foremost, it's the last year of the Squarebody. So this is a 91. And by 91, they had transitioned over to the GMT 400 model line. So if you were looking for a truck in the 90s, you weren't going to find a Squarebody because they were pretty much done. 91 was the last year they did it. You could actually buy a GMT 400 at the same time that you could buy an old Squarebody. So this is the pinnacle. This is the last of the era. It's when they basically got everything sorted out and these trucks were just dialed. So you got a mix of old and new with this guy. You got the 6.2 diesel, which, say what you want about it, the thing's a workhorse and it just keeps going. It doesn't have a ton of power, but they run and run and run, and they have a very cool sound. I'm a big fan of how this diesel just rumbles and grumbles. It is matched with a 4L80E transmission. So this was the first year that the 4L80 was offered. It was an upgrade from the 700R4 or the Turbo 400 that have been in these things for years. So you got an electronic transmission. The first year that was an option in the square bodies, or the 4L80 was an option in the square bodies. But surprisingly, it was backed up by a NP205. Obviously, the 205 is legendary for its strength, and so it only made sense that they dropped it into a truck of this size and weight. The 205 is gear-driven with a steel case instead of chain-driven with an aluminum case, so massively overbuilt. And then a Dana 70 in the rear and a Dana 60 up front. The full 1-ton frame. But here's what I love about it. So the 90s are basically when you started to see all the technology start to trickle into the trucks more and more and more. And you had more solenoids, more switches, more electronic actuators. This truck still was pretty bare bones basic. And what that means is you have stuff like this. And I really dig this. This linkage right here, and it's not hooked up anymore, but what this linkage does is as the bed is loaded down and the weight increases on the bed, it's going to lift this arm, which is going to cam on this proportioning valve and provide more rear brake bias. That's probably done with all kinds of computers and technology nowadays. Back then, it was done by a lever moving and changing the proportioning valve. Super cool. That's the sort of stuff that I just love. I mean, look how unadorned this frame is with unnecessary stuff. It's just a hardcore work truck. There's going to be a lot more coming at you in regards to Double Down. This thing heads off to get paint and everything else for it this next week. When it gets back, we'll be detailing the truck, finishing up on the frame, spraying bed liner and undercoating, and then maybe putting this thing up for sale or auction or eBay or Barrett Jackson or something. I don't know. But regardless, I'm digging it. I'm looking forward to driving this thing around town because I'll tell you what, man, it is a crowd favorite. I don't know what it is about this thing, whether it's the size or the nostalgia, but people are flocking to this truck. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you didn't see the first video when I got this off the trail, I'm going to put it right up here so you can go check that one out. And hit me up down below in the comments. Tell me what you're working on, what's new, what's troubling you, what else you'd like to see on the channel.